Whew, there's nothing I love more than a good Carl Perkins tune. What the f am I doing? Dixie Fried is one of Carl Perkins' kind of deeper cuts. I think it made it into the top 10 in '56 or whatever. It's not well known as some of his other songs, but it's got some really cool stuff going on. So we're going to jump in here quick today and see if we can learn it. Now, as I usually disclaimer when I try to teach a song, I'm going to teach you how to play it the way I would teach you if you and I were going to go play at a gig. It's not going to be note for note, but we're going to kind of go into a little bit of the theory of what he's doing there, and then you can use that to either improvise over the solo or use it in your own songs or recognize the patterns in other songs. Okay, so let's get in here close and we'll see what we can figure out, right? Hey y'all, cutting in quick before we get into the nuts and bolts of this song. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed so far or liked and commented. It means a ton to me. If you haven't, please subscribe, comment, tell me some other things you want to do. This lesson is based off of a comment I got on one of our other Carl Perkins lessons. So thanks again everyone, and let's get to the lesson. All right y'all, so let's talk about Dixie Fried. So the first thing you need to know is it's in A. It spends most of its time, almost all of its time, honestly, either in the open position up here or at the 5th fret is where he does a lot of his lead work for this song, and sort of the climbing up thing that we'll get to in a second. So it's really kind of in a major key. There's a little bit of minor and some flat 5 stuff going on in there that kind of makes it do this ambiguous thing that Rockabilly's so great for. All right, let's start with the intro. I'm gonna play it slowly and then we'll explain it. All right, so here's what we're doing. First thing we're doing, we're starting at the 5th, hammering on to the 6th interval. So it's at the 5th fret E to that F, and then you're hitting the A on the high E string. And then we're hitting a lower octave A on the D string at the 7th fret. So you're going, okay? Get that down because that's in a lot of songs. And then, so we do the hammer on, and then when we get to the A, you're gonna see this walk-up pattern all over the song. So when he hits the A, he slides up to the 3rd, then he's hitting the high A again, the 4th, hitting the A again, the flat 5th, so it's like this. Slide up to the 3rd, hit the root. Okay, let's do it one more time. So you're gonna see this thing where he's walking up from the major 3rd to the 4th to the flat 5th to the 5 is all over the rhythm of the song and in the solos and in this intro. So you do that quick little lick at the beginning, then you slide into the 3rd, hit the A, the 4th, A, flat 5, A, then he hesitates for just a second, and then what he's doing next is when he's hitting this 5th at the 9th fret, he's also got on the B string 8th fret here, so you get this little double stop, which is a really popular, what is that, the 5th and the flat 7th there. And so the last part after you do the climb up, this is all double stops on the G and the B string. So we're doing the G string on the 9th and the B string on the 8th. Then we're double cool stopping both of them on the 7th fret, then the 6th, 5th, and then you're into the rhythm, okay? So let's work through that again. Hammer on from the 5th to the 6th, hit the A, hit an octave down A, slide into the 3rd, hit the A, slide into the 4th, hit the A, slide into the 5th, flat 5th, hit A, then you're taking the 5th and the 7th. I'm only hitting the G and the B string on that. And then we get into the rhythm. So let's work on the rhythm. I'll play through it one time and then we'll break it down. Ready? Here we go. So the rhythm. So he's pretty much just playing a rock and roll A chord, I like to call it, where you're using one finger, and he's alternating the bass between the A, open A and the open E, like this. Now in the middle of that, he does that twice, and then he's doing this slide up from the G note back to the A. So let's do that slow. Okay, so we've got that main rhythm part. So we do that main rhythm part twice, and then there's the break for the vocals, and then when it comes back in, you're just using that slide again. This slide from a G to an A, from like that flat dominant 7th sound to the A, is also all over this. You kind of use that to slide in and out of the different sections. So he's like, so I think the trickiest part of this song is after the break, when you slide back in, you play A for a half measure, and then E for just a half measure, and then you're going to slide up from G to A, and now you're going to play what's called a dominant 7 chord, which is just 3 notes. Don't let it throw you. We're going to be playing the A, the major 3rd, which is a D flat, and then we're going to play a G, which is the flat 7 of A. And it almost looks like a triangle. So 5th fret E string, 4th fret A string, 5th fret on the D string. And it gives you that sound. So what he's doing is that same climb up we did in the intro. He's going. But in this case, instead of just playing single notes, we're doing that dominant 7th chord. So we do it here, and then you're going to drop it down here for the 3rd. You're just going to have that same shape. So it's... Now, he's also kind of pounding that rhythm. He's hitting the root, and then he's hitting the other 2 strings. All right, so let's talk about the solos, and then we'll get out of here. It's very much an A major pentatonic kind of thing going on. It really revolves around that same kind of intro lick, where you can kind of do a lot of things you want to, but you've got to nail the climb back up from root to 3rd to 4th to flat 5th to 5, and then that walk down to get back into the rhythm. So like... So you've got to just work on getting that. Everything in this song revolves around the climb up from root, third, fourth, flat fifth, 5. If you remember that and work on that, you'll really get the song. You'll have to sit down and listen to it a few times on a record, but just play around with it and you'll figure it out. Okay, so hopefully you found that helpful. All right, Dixie Fried, like I said, once you get that whole root, third, fourth, flat 5, 5 climbing thing down and get the rhythm, it ties the whole song together. It's how you get from one section to the next. So sit down. Worst case scenario, you just have to listen to lots of Carl Perkins over and over, right? And there's tons of things that are worse than that. You might be able to do better, but you could do a lot worse. So just remember to take it slow, practice it, slow it down if you have to. YouTube has a function where you can slow things down. Feel free to ask questions as always in the comments below. Tell me some other songs you want to do. Let's do some deep cuts if we can get into it, or maybe even some modern stuff. I was listening to some Southern Culture on the Skids the other day. I forgot how good it is. So anyway, thanks again everyone for listening, watching. Hopefully you're learning something. Be sure to like, subscribe, do the YouTube gods a favor, and bless me with those beautiful likes and subscriptions. It helps so much. And we'll talk to you next time. Later.